Shall we start?
Yes,
Sure,
sir.
Swamiji.
Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. Devotees, we had a long gap on this Tattva Bodha class. Previous class, we were trying to discuss regarding the Jivatma, the concept of individual self. So after discussing three types of body, and especially the nature of creation, if you remember, from the Maya or from the Brahman plus Maya, how this five tanmatras, that is five subtle elements came, from that how this five panchabhutas, five gross elements came, from the sattvika portion of the tanmatras, how pancha gnanendriyas and manas or chitta buddhi ahankara antakarana came, five karmendriyas plus pancha prana came from rajas, and from tamasika portion of the tanmatras, pancha mahabhutas have come. And the whole world, universe is made up of permutation and combination of these panchabhutas. So the nature of the creation of the world, how the world has been created, what the world is made up of, we had seen. Now the author is putting a base for his Tattvamasi, Mahavakya Vichara. So he's trying to discuss what is called individual self. In my previous class, I did mention that there are three main schools of Advaita Vedanta: Vivarna, Vartika, and Bhamati. These are the three schools. So the author is following here Vivarna school, which is one of the main school of the Advaita Vedanta. So he's telling that the individual self, the embodied self, is nothing but the reflection of the Brahman or the Supreme Self. That is called Pratibhimbavada, theory of reflection. So let us try to understand what is this individual or the sense of individuality. Stula Sharira Abhimani Jivanamakam Brahma Pratibhimbam Bhavati. Saeva Jivaha means that which identifies with the gross physical body is called the Jiva, who is the image of the Brahman, reflection of the Brahman. That's what I said, theory of reflection, Pratibhimba. Jiva is the Pratibhimba of the Brahman. Sayeva Jivaha, that is Jiva. Prakrutya, by nature itself, Swamad Ishwaram Vinnatvena Janati. The Jiva itself thinks that Ishvara is by nature different from itself. So they are using the neutral gender for Jiva. It can be male or female. So the Jiva is thinking that it is different from Ishvara, it is different from Brahman, it is different from Supreme Soul or Cosmic Soul. Avidya upadehe san Atma Jiva uchyate. The self with the conditioning of ignorance is called Jiva. So here for Jiva there are giving two more important definitions. One is what? The self with the conditioning of ignorance is called the Jiva. The Brahman plus Ajnana, ignorance, is nothing but Jiva, individual self or the embodied self or the Jivatma. And it is the reflection of the Brahman. Bimba, Pratibimba. Bimba is the original object, Pratibimba is the reflection of the object. So Bimba is the Brahman, the original object, and Pratibimba, the reflection of the image. The reflection of the object is Pratibimba, that is what Jivatma. Then what is Ishvara? If you ask, Maya Upadhihi san Ishvara ityuchate. The awareness which is conditioned by Maya is known as Ishvara. So Brahman plus Maya is equal to Ishvara. Ishvara means it is not the Ishvara Shiva. Ishvara means it is Lord actually, who is the creator of the universe, the maintainer of the universe, and the dissolver of the universe, basically. So, Brahman plus Maya is Ishvara, the Lord or Bhagavan, you can say, and Brahman plus Ajnana is nothing but Jiva or embodied self or individual self. And also, one more important point the author is trying to tell, because of this ignorance, the consciousness is thinking that it is individual self, and because of that same limiting adjunct, which is ignorance, by that it is thinking, the Jiva is thinking that Jiva is different from Ishvara. Jiva is thinking different from other Jivas. Jiva is thinking different from Ishvara. Jiva is thinking different from Jagat or whatever. All these three differences is because of Ajnana, because of ignorance. The moment Ajnana is removed, ignorance is removed, then it will be able to understand that there is only one entity, real entity, true entity. That is what Brahman, that is what consciousness. Just I will give a simple example, you will be able to understand. When we were small, we would have gone to a fair. There were so many type of sweets. And especially in the olden days, if you go, there were sugar-coated sweet dolls or sugar dolls. One is of pigeon, one is of peacock, that one is maybe elephant. So like there are few animals, the sugar dolls of different color and different size or form, which is of different animals. So we three children, we had been to the fair with a grown-up person. Then I said, oh, I want pigeon only. Then one more person who has come with me, he said, no, I want peacock only. Then other one said, I want elephant only. Then fine, but all the three were given by the parent. But the elder start feeling laughing. Why? Because I am obsessed with the pigeon and someone is obsessed with the peacock. Someone is obsessed with the elephant, but all the three are same. Why? Because all the three content is what? Sugar dal only. Sugar dal only. Sugar only, its content is there, sugar dal only. Only because it has got different forms and it has got different names. So similarly, Brahman is different from Jiva. Brahman and Jiva is different from another Jiva. Brahman is different from world. All these pseudo differences we are feeling because of ignorance. Probably if there were only one pigeon sugar dal, myself and one of my maybe cousin, brother or sister, whomever, we might have quarreled. But when now we have grown up and we have gone along with the children and the same thing, situation repeats and we don't bother, we don't get carried over, we start laughing, we start feel laughing like our earlier people, elders. Why? Because intellectually we have grown now. We understand that between all the three type of dolls, the content is same. It is a sugar doll, but only because of different shape, different color, different name. That's all. It doesn't matter. So similarly, how much ever when we are small, our elders have said, no, that all doesn't matter. It is all of sugar only, sugar doll. Finally, you are going to eat. What does it matter? Pigeon or peacock or elephant or whatnot. But still, we would not have listened to it. We would have cried, we would have shouted, we would have sat there, and if you don't get me pigeon sugar doll, I will not come. You go away, like that. I might have done all the things, child pranks. But now, because I've grown physically and as well as intellectually, I understand the worth of it, I don't carry it over. So similarly, how much ever when we study Advaita Vedanta, when we are in ignorant, how much ever we listen to all these things, we feel there's a difference, but they are saying that it may be hypothetical, it may be true, like that we keep on saying. Why? Because we don't understand, we can't conceive it. Why? Because of ignorance. Just like the small children, where they were not intellectually evolved, they were not able to conceive, understand. Similarly, we are spiritually ignorant and we are not able to understand. So Brahman plus Maya is what? Ishvara. Brahman plus Avidya is what? Jiva. Evam Upadhi Bedat Jiva Yeshvara Beda Drushti. So long as this notion So long as this notion, which is due to the difference in the conditionings, that Jiva and Ishvara are different, remains. Yavat paryantam tishtati, tavat paryantam janma maranadi rupa samsaraha na nivartate. Until such time, this difference remains, what happens? Till then, there is no redemption from samsara, the cycle of birth and death, which is the form of repeated birth and death. So, okay, I am different from another jiva, I am different from God, I am different from the world. Let it be so. What happens? If this question comes, the author is trying to tell here, because of that, you are in Agnani, you are in Bandhana, then you will be taking again birth and death, you will be going in the cycle of birth and death time and again. Tasmat karanat na jiva ishvarayoho veda buddhi karya. So author is trying to very emphatically is using the word. Therefore, my dear, please don't have this veda buddhi, division intellect. So everything is only one eternal reality we have got. That is what Brahman we say, Atman we say, consciousness, pure awareness, pure consciousness, pure existence. So don't divide. It appears like it has been divided because of Upadhi Vedat, because of limiting adjuncts, which is pseudo, but in reality it is not so. So please don't differentiate, don't make differences. Due to that reason, Jiva is different from Ishvara, should not be accepted. So this is the Advaita Vedanta is the only philosophy which says that there is no difference at all. There is only one reality, that is what you call Brahman or Atman or consciousness or whatnot. How to understand that? So potentially, essentially, there is no difference between individual self and cosmic self. How to understand?
ಅದ್ ನಾನು ದುಡ್ಡು ತಂದು ಇಟ್ಕೋತೀನಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ತರೋದ್ ಬೇಡ. ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಂಗೆ ಒಂದಿನ ಆಗದೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ದುಡ್ಡು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾನು ದುಡ್ಡು ತಂದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ತಂದು ಕೊಡ್ಲ.
How to understand the difference between the pond and the river? The same water content is in the river as well as in the pond. There may be difference between the quantity, but qualitatively, from the content point of view, there is no difference at all. Even in the river, it is H2O only. In the pond also, it is H2O only. But the amount of water in the pond, the amount of water in the river is totally different, no doubt. But essentially, in both the places, what is the content? That is the water. So that's what Advaita Vedanta is saying, that essentially the individual self and the cosmic self or the supreme self, both are one and the same. So please don't differentiate. So this is what the concept of self and the concept of Ishvara or the supreme self has been explained. He has given just a brief introduction, or just he has introduced this topic so that he will be able to discuss Mahavakya Vichara. So this Mahavakya Vichara is one of the things which is very, very important for Advaita Vedantins. According to Advaita Vedanta, the scheme of sadhana goes like this. We have to perform Karma Yoga. Why? Because for Chitta Shuddhi, for mental purification. We have to practice Upasana or Bhakti Yoga for Chitta Ekagrata, for the concentration of the mind. When these two things has been practiced and established, then we get Gnananishta Yogyata. Means we'll be fit aspirant to pursue the path of Gnana Yoga or to study Vedanta. And again, Sadhana Chatushtha Sampannata, which is the basic qualification. We all know that when that has been fulfilled, that means you are the fit aspirant to study Vedanta. Then what happens? Then what is the sadhana left out? Shravana, hearing, manana, reflection, nididhyasana, contemplation. These are the three sadhanas given by Advaita Vedanta based on Upanishads. Like Uddalaka for Shveta Ketu said, Tattvamasi Shveta Ketu, Tattvamasi Shveta Ketu, Tattvamasi Shveta Ketu, like that. 9 times he uttered, then Shveta Ketu understood, he experienced, and he said, Ahamasmi Brahma. Yes, I am that Brahman. So Shravana, just he heard, and he was able to experience that reality. Not understanding, experiencing. He had a direct knowledge of the self. He had a direct experience of the self. by hearing at all. That is Uttamadhikari. Then Madhyamadhikari, mediocre student is there. Then he hear and he start thinking about it, contemplation. Reflection. Again and again, time and again, he keeps on remembering it, he keeps on rethinking it time and again, then is able to understand who is he or who am I. And there are some people, Mandadhikaris. They hear, they do reflection, but still it is not possible. Then they have to do Vedantic contemplation, which is called Nididhyasana. By these three, one or two or three, then one attains liberation. Again, attaining is also just, it is a word, it is a limited language actually. Advaita Vedanta says that it is nothing newly attained, we are achieved or attained, it is only the removal of ignorance. Whatever the barrier was there, that has been removed. The ignorance part has been removed, but otherwise, moksha means nothing is actually positively gained or achieved or attained. So this Mahavakya Vichara comes why? For Shavana, Manana, Nidhyasana, which is the sadhana of Advaita Vedanta. Every sentence has got meaning, and every sentence refer objects, no doubt, and ordinary sentences has got ordinary meanings. Like, oh, Rama came yesterday and he met me. Fine, Rama came yesterday, he met me, and we spoke each other, we talked each other, we dined each other, that's all, okay. But something, say for an example, someone said that, yesterday I had a God realization. I had a vision of the God. Definitely it makes a different impact for us. My friend Rama came yesterday, Oh, is it okay? That's good. But the moment when a same person, if I tell that yesterday I had a vision of God, I had an experience of the self, if I say, then it is a different. So Mahavakyas are the special Vakyas, sentences, which give a deep meaning. There are many Mahavakyas actually in the Upanishad, but 4 Mahavakyas has been taken from the from traditional point of view. 4 Mahavakyas has been taken from the 4 Vedas. One is Tattvamasi, which is generally we all Mahavakya Vichara when we do, irrespective of anyone, Advaita people follow Veda. Every Advaita Vedantin, student of Advaita Vedanta, he makes this discussion of Tattvamasi, that is thou, that thou art or you are that. That comes from Chandogya Upanishad, which comes from Samaveda. Then Aham Brahmasmi, I am that Brahman, which is taken from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, which is the part of Yajurveda. Then I am Atma Brahma, the self is Brahman, which is taken from Mandukya Upanishad, which comes from Atharvana Veda. Then Pragnanam Brahma, Pragnana, the awareness is Brahman, which is taken from Aitharya Upanishad, which is part of Rigveda. Now, generally standard is Tattvamasi. Tattvam-asi, these 3 words they take and they try to discuss and they try to analyze. Why they try to discuss and why they try to analyze? Because to know that, to remove the ignorance, to experience who am I, that is our real intention. For the aparoksha jnana, for the experience of the self is what the intention, the aim of Mahavakya Vichara. The moment when some people heard the Tattvamasi or Aham Brahmasmi or whatever, they experienced it. Same thing we can see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. In Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Guru gave a sannyasa diksha and he asked him to meditate. And he sat and he heard the Mahavakya Vichara, heard and he started thinking about it. Initially, he had only one problem. We get a lot of problems if you sit for meditation or whatever. He had only one problem. What is that? He was unable to go beyond Mother Kali. His mind was so much obsessed with the Mother Kali, he was unable to break that. Then Totapuri helps him. He break in no time. He experienced that Nirvikalpa Samadhi, where he experienced that he is the experiencer. But how much ever we listen, how much ever we read, but we don't understand. So for that, we have to go still more deeper meaning. Now, to understand this Mahavakya, we have to understand few technical things here. A sentence has got literal meaning and applied meaning. Simple. For an example, I will give an example. John is a lion. John is a lion. What is the literal meaning? John is a lion. It doesn't make any sense actually. Why John? How are otherwise there is a lion. The lion, for that lion, there is a name called John. Okay, there are so many lions. Among them, one lion. The people or the owner of that lion, he has named the animal name John. That what literal meaning it appears if you take it. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. But if you take an applied meaning, means John is like a lion, means what? John is he has got a fearless nature, he has got a lot of energy, he doesn't care for anything, and he has got a lot of confidence, and he doesn't bother. He's with a daredevil nature, what all things we speak. So when we utter like this, probably in Kannada, I say that, aha, bandha nodpa Brihaspati, we say that. But it is actually in a taunting way. Means he's a so dull-headed fellow, so we use in that he's a Brihaspati. Aha is a Brihaspati means literal meaning doesn't come there, applied meaning. That means it's a dull-headed. It is opposite way we are saying that. So similarly, Tattvamasi Vichara, when we are doing, something is called literal meaning, something is called applied meaning. Both we have to take. Okay, so the literal meaning is called direct meaning, and the applied meaning is called what? Applied meaning or implied meaning is called Vachyartha. Direct meaning or primary meaning is what? Lakshyartha. Vachyartha, Lakshyartha. So Vachyartha is primary meaning, literal meaning. The applied meaning or implied meaning is what? Lakshyartha. So this one you have to understand. And apart from that, one more technical thing I will tell you, and afterwards we will go to Mahavakya Vichara. This, whatever the sentence we hear, for example, I said, John is a lion. Immediately, if you know who is a John, a person, okay, you will understand that, okay, John is like a lion. So Swami is explaining, he's describing John like a lion because of his fearless nature, because of his daredevil nature, you will understand. That means when you hear the sound and when you understand the meaning of it, you got the knowledge of the sentence. So Shabda gives the Artha. Artha can be understood two things. One is the meaning of the sentence. The other is Artha, also refers to an object. John is a lion. Or there is a lion called John. John is a lion. Okay, so the lion came in a picture of lion came in front of you. It is named after John. I mean, it is named as a John. So that you will understand. One is the understanding the meaning of a sentence, and a lion picture comes in front of you because you understood. So the meaning or the artha, one is the meaning of a sentence, and the other is what it is referring to. And the same thing, that vritti, whatever we say, thought, this has got two things. One is Shakti, the other is Lakshana. These are all very technical things. Just I will tell in a very brief manner. If you can understand, fine. Otherwise, also no problem. Don't worry. So the other is Shakti. Shakti means it is direct association between word and its meaning. That is called Shakya actually. Vachya or Shakya. Means the direct association between word and its meaning. That is what's called Shakti. Then indirect association between a word and its meaning. Meaning means your meaning of a sentence and object also. Direct association between a word and its meaning is what? Shakti. And indirect association between a word and its meaning is what? Lakshana. Now in this Shakti Vritti, there are three types: Yoga, Rudhi, Yoga Rudhi. So that is not required for our Mahavakya Vichara. So I'm not going to detail. If whoever studies academically or one of our studies deeply these things, we all discuss about this. Now only we'll go to Lakshana Vritti, which is required for all of us. Lakshana means what? Indirect association between word and its meaning. That's what you have understood. What is Lakshana? So in this Lakshana Vritti, three types comes. Jahat Lakshana, Ajahad Lakshana, Bhagatyaga Lakshana, or Jahad Ajahad Lakshana. So Jahad means leaving. Ajahad means retaining. Jahad Ajahad Lakshana means something you are leaving and something you are retaining. Okay, this is the a simple translation of these three words. Jahad means leaving. Ajahad means retaining, not leaving, retaining. And Jad Ajad Lakshana means something holding, retaining, something leaving, giving away. So this, keep it in the mind. Now in the Jad Lakshana, what happens? I will give an example probably, then you will be able to understand. For example, the John is a lion. In the John is a lion means what? It is not actually John means it is not a human being. John is a lion means what? It is a name of a lion. So immediately when we say John is a lion, immediately we get generally picture is what? John is a human being, probably is being compared to the lion. But here, no, it is not like that. John is a lion means it is a name of a lion actually. So completely we left out the meaning of a person and we have taken the meaning of a lion. So it is named as, the lion's name is a John. So when the meaning of the word does not contain in the sentence, but only the associated meaning it is containing, that's what it is called Jad Lakshana. In the Ajad Lakshana, what happens? For an example, hands on duck. Hands on duck. So here, the meaning of a word contains both the Shakya of the word and the Laksha, etc. It has been retained, whatever the meaning, the hands on the duck. Hands on the table. Hands on the table, if you say, it's okay, hands are there, someone has kept his or her hands on the table. We understand that. That meaning has been taken. And apart from that, we will add something else. Okay, when we say hands on the table, it doesn't mean that only hands are on the table. So he's a part of his body, a organ has been on the table. So some more meaning also has been added to get the complete picture. For example, this has been completely used technically. For an example, they use the word Vedantins, Shonaha Davati. Shonaha means it is red actually. Dhavati means running. Red is running. When you hear the word red is running, you don't understand anything. Red is running, how can it be? Red color cannot run. No guna cannot exist independently without dravya, matter. So means red colored horse is running. This horse has to be added. Red horse is running. Shona Davati. So this is Jad Lakshana, Ajad Lakshana, Jad Ajad Lakshana. Jad Ajad Lakshana, something we are retaining and something we are leaving out. This is what Mahavakya comes under. All the Mahavakyas comes under this Bhagatyaga Lakshana or Jad Ajad Lakshana. So I will tell once more these three things, then I will go to Tattvasi Vakya Vichara. Jad Lakshana. Here, the direct meaning of a sentence has to be completely given up. Rather, the applied meaning, literal meaning has been completely given up and applied meaning has to be taken in the Jad Lakshana. For example, the Advaita Vedantis give one of the standard example is called Gangayam Goshaha. Village on the Ganges. Village on the Ganges. It doesn't make any sense. Because the village cannot stay, village cannot exist on the Ganges. Ganges river, which is ever flowing, the village cannot exist there. Boat can stay fine, but how can village can stay? So that means what? Village on the Ganges means we have to understand that village, there is a village on the bank of the Ganges. Though you say village on the Ganges, it is not literally the village is on the Ganges, on the river Ganges. Rather, the village exists. Village is on the bank of the Ganges. That's what we have to take. So this is the example of Jad Lakshana. Ajad Lakshana, here the direct meaning of a sentence has been accepted and something else, some other auxiliary thing has been, a word or meaning has to be added. Additional meaning also has been added here. What is that? Shonaha Davati. Red is running. Red cannot run. Red horse is running. So red is running has been retained. Only one word we have used, that horse. Red horse is running. There we left Ganges actually. Village is on the Ganges. When we said we left Ganges, we said Ganges, bank of the Ganges actually. So we are not bothered about Ganges, their village, because the location of the village is what? It is the bank of the Ganges. We left out Ganges. For us, it is important is bank of the Ganges. So here, red is running, red is also there, running is also there. We have taken it as, but only we have added little, that is red horse is running. So this is what the very subtle difference between Jahad Lakshana and Ajahad Lakshana. Then Jahad Ajahad Lakshana or Bhagatyaga Lakshana. You say, oh, that is this Rama. That is this Rama. Soyam Devadatta. That is this Devadatta. Means 3 months before I saw a Devadatta. And now I am seeing Devadatta, both are one and the same. 3 months before, when you saw Devadatta, probably he was using a red shirt and maybe yellow pant. And today he is using a white shirt and a white dhoti. But still, and 3 months before, he was 92 kgs. Because of diet and exercise, he has reduced for 10 kgs and now he's 82 kgs. His color of clothes has changed. His mass, even his weight has been reduced. But still, we say, oh, 3 months before I saw him there, it's the same Devadatta. So here, few things we have left, few things we have retained, and that's how we understood he's that same Devadatta, he's that same John, he's that same Rama or whatever. So the past Devadatta and the present Devadatta, both are one and the same, we are saying. But in reality, if you say there's a difference in clothes, is different in his form because of his reduction of weight, or because there are so many changes also has happened in him in the physical or mental in the 3 months, but still we conceive him as the same person. This is one of the example for the Jahad Ajahad Lakshana. So when we go to Tattvamasi Vichara, then you'll be able to understand why do we need all these things. Now, Tattvam Asi. Tattvam Asi. So 3 words. Tat means that. Tvam means you. Asi means are. A-R-E. What is that? You are that. Okay, what do you mean by that you are that? It doesn't make any sense. Why Swamiji, Upanishads and Vedanta make so complicated? Why can't they tell in a very simple, straight away language? Sometimes we do feel. So that means what? Here that refers to Brahman. Supreme Self. Brahman or Parabrahman or Ishvara. Brahman basically. And you means what? Oh, you means what? Like Swami Shantivratananda or Samit or Sunita or Usha or Sudha, Renukar. No, we are not telling that. You means not that individual with this all limiting against. You means it is just Jivatma. Irrespective of caste, creed, color, geography, religion, and your social paraphernalias, nothing comes in the picture. Just as individual self. That's all. So that you have to take. Individual consciousness and individual self are at the most Jivatma you can take. Then you are that. You means just individual self, individual consciousness. That means supreme self, supreme consciousness. Just you have to take that sum. So both are one and the same. That's what it is telling. It is not I am telling. It is not the author is telling. It is being told by Upanishads. So now, after giving a simple explanation for you, now, Tvam, what is Tvam? According to the author, is based on the Upanishads. The author is explaining what is Tvam, what is that. Let us see. Stula Sukshma Sharira Abhimani Tvam Pada Vachyartam Upadhi Vinirmuktam Samadhi Desha Sampannam Shuddham Chaitanyam Tvam Pada Lakshartam. So Tvam, you. What do you mean by you? Generally, when you say you, individual self or Jivatma, Stula Sukshma Sharira Abhimani Tvam Pada Vachyartaha. The literal meaning, the primary meaning, when I say that you, the individual self, embodied self, it comes that which consists of gross body and subtle body, which has got this gross body and subtle body. That is called you, individual self or embodied self. Jivatma, it comes into picture. Apart from our social paraphernalias and our maybe name and son of so-and-so, daughter of so-and-so, husband of so-and-so, all these things comes into picture. So this is the primary meaning, literal meaning. So we are not asking you to take primary meaning, literal meaning, rather we are going to Lakshyartha, that is applied meaning. What is that applied meaning? Author himself is telling. Upadi vinirmuktam, free from all the limiting adjuncts, samadhi desha sampannam, shuddham chaitanyam, tvampada lakshyartha. That which is really implied by the word you are not there, but it is actually the pure consciousness free from all type of attributes which is attained or which is experienced in the state of samadhi. Means you means what? It is nothing but pure consciousness. It is a pure awareness free from all attributes which is experienced in the samadhi or nirvikalpa samadhi. So you, Tvam, what is the direct meaning? Literal meaning, body-mind complex. Then what is the applied meaning? What is the Lakshyartha? If you ask, it is pure awareness, pure consciousness. So this you should understand. Then, Tat. What is the Tat? The question comes. So for that, the author himself is explaining, will explain what is the Tat. That is Supreme Self or Supreme Consciousness or Brahman or whatever. Evam sarvagnatvad vishishta ishvaraha tatpada vachyartha. So just we had a literal meaning and applied meaning, primary meaning and applied meaning for the Tvam. For Tat also, the author is making this difference. What is the literal meaning? What is the primary meaning for Tat Padartha? We think that he is known as omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, and is the Lord of the universe, is the controller of the universe, is the maintainer of the universe, is the dissolver of the universe. Sir, means Srushtikarta, Palanakarta, Pralayakarta, in a simple language you want me to say. So this is what we say Ishvara, this is what we say Brahman. So this is the primary meaning or literal meaning of the word called Tatpada. We are not bothered about this. Upadishunyam, there also Upadishunyam, here also Upadishunyam, free from all the limiting adjuncts, free from all the attributes. Then Shuddha Chaitanyam, pure consciousness, Tatpada Lakshyartha. Here also, what is the applied meaning? What is the Lakshyartha? Here means, here also, Upadishunyam, free from all type of attributes. Sarvagna is Sarvavapi, and then is all powerful, is a Sushtikarta, is a Pralanakarta, is a Pralayakarta. We give a lot of adjuncts for him, lot of qualifications we have given, lot of qualities we have given. Maybe qualities are nature. All these things should be removed. Just you should take him as pure awareness, pure consciousness. Probably, if you are sensible enough and intelligent enough, now you'll be able to understand why this Jahad, Ajahad, Lakshana, we have to understand. So here author is telling the applied meaning of the Tat also, it is free from all the attributes and it is pure consciousness, which is his real nature. Means, so the direct or literal meaning, the primary meaning of the Tattva is Ishvara, having omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, or creator, sustainer, dissolver. That is the literal meaning, direct meaning. So that has to be not to be taken, that has to be removed, that should be avoided. Then what is the applied meaning? Implied meaning, Lakshyartha. That means it is pure awareness. It is pure consciousness, free from all the attributes, devoid of all the conditionings. Now you see, Tvam, Tat. Tvam, free from all the limiting adjuncts, and it is a pure awareness, pure consciousness. Tat is Ishvara, is Parameshvara, Sushtikarta, Palanakarta, Pralayakarta, remove everything. Then what? Free from all adjuncts, free from all these attributes, is just you take it as pure awareness. He is also here also pure awareness. Tvam, Tat is also pure awareness. then can't we say that both are one and the same? Both are, one and the same. Why? Because it is both are pure awareness. So the Advaita Vedanta says that the Brahman, there is no, essentially, there is no difference between Brahman and the Atman, that is individual self and the supreme self, individual consciousness and the supreme consciousness, because both are made up of the same material, which is called pure awareness. The immediate question for most of us, we get how much ever we listen, Swamiji, how can I be Ishvara? That means, can I become Ishvara? Can I become Narayana then? So can I go and sit in the Kshira Samudra? All these type of questions for few of us, we get it. Even Advaita Vedanta says, no, you cannot become. You cannot say go to Kshira Samudra and you cannot lie in the yoga posture like a Narayana and you can't get the the service of Lakshmi Devi. No, you can't do that. You can't become Narayana in that way. No. In that way, probably even Advaita Vedanta says that Dvaita, they accept Advaita. Where comes Advaita is only essentially the Narayana is also of pure awareness consciousness. I am also pure awareness consciousness. So essentially, we are one and the same. The standard example which I gave already, if you remember, the water in the pond, the water in the river, both are H2O. From the content portion, from the content point, both are one and the same. Now you may say, pond only it is 100 liters, in the river there are thousands of liters. Yes, we agree that there may be difference between the quantity of the water which a river carries and the pond carries, but no doubt. But from the content point of view, both are one and the same. That's why we are saying the jiva is called alpatva, agnanitva, and so many limiting adjuncts are there for individual self. And the Supreme Self is the Sushtikarta, Palanakarta, Pralayakarta. He has got his own attributes, adjuncts, free from, remove that all these adjuncts, and whatever the pure awareness in both it remains. Then if you see from that point of pure awareness point of view, then you will be able to understand that both are one and the same. There is no difference between Jiva and Ishvara. There is no difference between Brahman and Atma. There is no between Brahman and Jivatma. Both are essentially one and the same. Now the question will come, why should we know this? By knowing this, what will happen? The author already, he has made that statement. By knowing this, you will get liberation. The duality has been removed. Non-duality will be established and you will be experience that reality. The moment you experience that reality, then there is no more birth and there is no more death and you are a free person. Means again, this state, it is only being, not becoming. You are nothing to achieve here, nothing to attain here. You are not attaining any new thing, only you are losing something. What are you losing? You are losing ignorance. You are losing the limiting adjuncts. You are losing the agnana. You are destroying the ignorance, or you are removing the ignorance, or you are losing the ignorance, but you are not attaining moksha. Though we use this word, attaining moksha, we should attain moksha, but it is not possible. Why? Because Advaita Vedanta accepts the Upanishad statement. By action, we can get any one of this result. So by actions, we can get 4 types of results. What is that? One is apya. This is discussed beautifully in the Brodhanika Upanishad. And author Shankaracharya in the Bhashya, he discussed in length. There's a masterpiece, wonderful discussion. Apya. Apya means what? It is attaining or reaching. For example, attaining heaven. Okay, this month and I'm going to London. So I'll be reaching London airport at morning, 8:30, I will be saying. Attaining, reaching. I attain such and such a post. And I reach at such and such a place. We keep on saying that. So by action, one can attain something, one can reach something. That is called apya. Then the third type of result, second type of result, by karma, by action, we get is what? Samskarya. Oh, see, that's, the child has been soiled. Because the child has left free and it played in mud and all, lot of mud and everything has been he has put on the body. So the child has brought inside, mother clean it, change the clothes. If need be, probably mother will give a bath, simple bath, and clean the body and wear the new clothes. And there was so much dirt on the glass. We clean. Every day we sweep and we mop the house. We clean our body by bathing daily, isn't it? By meditation, by thinking good things, my mind is getting clean, cleansed. So samskarya means what? Cleaning things, actually. Purification, the act of purification or the removal of impurities. This is called samskarya. And the third is vikarya, a result, in the form of modification. For example, milk has been modified into yogurt. In the yogurt, we churn and we get a butter. Okay, butter can be kept for a few days, but not many long. We heated the butter and that butter have been converted into ghee. So here, because by our action, milk has been converted into curd, curd has been converted to ghee, butter has been converted into ghee. Through our actions, we are bringing the modification. Then the fourth is utpadya. Utpadya is production. For example, goldsmith, he manufactures, he creates beautiful golden ornament with the help of gold. Potter makes a beautiful earthen pot from the clay. An artist, he got some paper, he got some colors. Every one of us, we can get it. But he got some beautiful picture. Or an artisan, he made a beautiful, some craft work. So that is where a new production of a new product. So apya, attaining or reaching, samskarya, purification, then vikarya, modification, then utpadya, this is what? Production or getting a new product. So I've strived a lot. I did a lot of sadhana in the previous life, on this life. I did a lot of sadhana and I got moksha. I attained moksha. Fine. If you say that, then you tell me moksha doesn't come in any of these things. Apya, it is not attained. Why? Because I am already self. I was self. I am self. I will be self. Then what to get it? What to attain there? Nothing attaining. Then samskarya, purification. Purification of the mind has been done, no doubt, but purification of the self has not been done. So samskarya, no, vikarya. Modification. Self is attributeless. Self is partless. Self is eternal. Self is ancient. So there cannot be any modification at all in the self because it is never the object. It is always subject. We shall discuss sometime. Then utpadya, production. Self is not a product which can be manufactured, which is not done something. It is ever there. It is satya and it is nitya. It is always there. So the moksha doesn't come in any of these things. Only moksha means what? Removal of ignorance, destruction of ignorance. So attaining, achieving, all these things, we keep on saying that there's a limiting of the knowledge. In Tattvamasi Vichara, when we do, what happens? The ignorance has been removed. We lose the ignorance. Ignorance has been destroyed. Then what happens? What remains? Nothing remains there. I only remain. Say, for example, in the olden days, if we remember, we used to have the lamps, kerosene lamps, and with the chimney. And evening we sat for studies, and there was a power cut. Used to happen a lot earlier. Now, of course, in India, it had been reduced, no doubt. But because of the dirt in the glass chimney, we were not able to read properly. Then when we say mother comes and she opens the chimney and with the help of a cloth, she removes the black soot and whatever the dust was there in the glass chimney and she puts back. Then we are getting good amount of light and we were able to read. Earlier also there was light. Even now also there is a light. Earlier we were not able to get the benefit of it. And now we are able to get the benefit of it. Why? What is the change? Only change. The black dust or the soot and the dust, whatever was there deposited on the chimney, it has been removed, that's all. Otherwise, there is no change either in the chimney or in the lamp. It is only the removal of the dust has been done. So similarly, in the mind, the chimney, like the reflecting medium called mind, in the medium, there's a lot of dirt. All our sadhana is what? Removing the dirt. When the dirt has been removed, we got the complete light from the lamp. So similarly, we'll be able to understand who am I and we'll be able to experience to the destruction of the ignorance. So we have to do Tattvamasi Mahavakya Vichara. So essentially, I and the Brahman and the individual self and the supreme self, both are one and the same. The identity between the individual self and the supreme self has been established. This is the final sadhana, final process, Vedantic process to attain the moksha or the aparoksha anubhuti, or you say, or aparoksha jnana, you say. This is what the sadhana. So probably I will go a little more. I've given the basic step now, little base for this Mahavakya. I will take little more in the Mahavakya and one more, what do you say, Jivan Mukti concept one is there. Once we do it, then Tattva Bodha will be finished. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. When Tattva Bodha finished means, we'll be the end of the Tattva Bodha. Only that has to be experienced. Then only Tattva Bodha will be finished actually. Yeah. You got any questions? I'll be happy to answer. So no questions at all today?
Swamiji, that